Hermit Woods, where there's a story in every bottle. Happy holidays! Hey, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, and all those good things.
All those good things.
It's Monday again.
And here we are.
And here we are drinking again.
Weekly holiday.
Wait, we've been drinking every day. We always drink. Cheers to another Monday
cheers,
with our
cheers,
friends
cheers.
out in the world there.
Cheers again.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Yes.
Hope you all had a really outstanding holiday. I know.
And it's ongoing.
And yeah, it's ongoing.
It's the second day of Christmas, right?
Or third or fourth.
Or third.
I don't even know what
Just
day
keep
it
it
is
rolling.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, who
no,
needs
it's 12 days.
Yeah, there's
There's
12 days or
I say
something.
we have
right?
Christmas every day
12
for
days.
all of next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one big holiday from the
Hanukkah started a long time.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
going
that's
for a
true,
long
yeah.
time here.
And
Lots of
if I
celebrations.
remember correctly, we're just going to blink when January gets here, and we're going to have to start Christmas shopping again.
Yeah.
That's
We started Christmas shopping today, actually.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good
cards are
time.
there and-
This is the time to buy.
Yeah. Especially, or for like Christmas decorations and cards and
wrapping
things.
paper, it's all on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's all on sale.
And they have
Cake,
one-
That's true,
white
actually.
cake,
I have
I am
one
stopping at
color
Walgreens on the way home.
left.
you buy pom-pom hats.
It's all half off too.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Well,
All
couple order of business before we get going and get too excited here. We just want to remind everybody, if you're showing up for the first time, please subscribe. I think I put that over here if you're on YouTube, and if you're on Facebook, there's a little bell. Hit the bell. If you subscribe to our YouTube or Facebook channel, you will be notified when we go live, whenever we go live, and we go live
Monday.
from all over the place on Monday.
Monday.
Sometimes on a bike riding around Squam, sometimes on a sailboat. Who knows? We try and have as much fun with this as we can. So please subscribe to our page so you get notified. And if you are watching us right now, we'd love it if you'd like our broadcast. Even better, if you know somebody who you think will enjoy watching this story, please share this onto your page so that other people will know that we're out here and what we're talking about.
I didn't
But
know
at the
that
very
was a
least,
central part of our
comment-
process, just interrupting for a moment.
Yeah.
You know, that you can actually turn the can upside down entirely. It's
pretty satisfying.
Make sure that you get every last
That's
drop.
an amazing discovery. I'm surprised at this stage of the game, you're
They'll
just
only
figuring
work on
that
a
out.
beer, though. I don't think
Does
it's
it?
gonna work.
It might not
Oh,
work on that.
Yeah,
I
that's not
might.
gonna work.
So-
Not quite. I wonder if it would work on the red
Discoveries.
glasses.
Sorry, it's
Discoveries.
good. You know,
Riveting
this is
discoveries.
important that you're able to work with the interjections and the dynamics
I know.
of interaction.
Interruptions?
The interruptions.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That happens occasionally.
So if anybody
So what are we
is
talking
watching us today,
If you didn't just turn off.
please make yourself known. Say hello in the comment section so we know you're here. And if you have a question or a comment on our broadcast today, please ask it. Our co-host Merike is going to be staying tuned in and making sure that we get to your questions as soon as you ask them. So we're going to get better at that.
Will you
Gotcha.
publish them too? I mean, so people can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When people
Yeah.
ask and yeah,
Yeah.
they're.
So you
I'll
could
be
be a student.
highlighting
You
questions.
can
and-
participate.
So who's going to be the first question of the day? I
Yeah,
wonder?
what
We'll
is the
see.
question?
What is
What
the
do
question?
you inquire
We've
about?
got all our
What's the 6 inquiring
usuals.
minds
Who's
want to
here?
know?
We've
Who's here?
got most of our usuals. Matt's here, and
Hi,
Lynn.
Matt.
Gary's here. Christine Stromberg is here, and Janice is here.
So that's
all
the
our
first-
all our regulars.
That's the first line of order, I think. Thank you all
Yeah.
Absolutely.
for being here
Yes.
every single Monday or nearly
Yeah.
every Monday.
That's true,
Thank
yeah.
Priscilla,
That-
yeah.
This is sort of reminiscing about this year.
Cheers to
Cheers to you,
Cheers to our dedicated audience
Yes.
out there.
and to
in the world.
those that aren't able to show up live but are watching every week.
That's right.
After the
There's
fact, there are a lot of people like that
folks out there
that
that
we don't necessarily
see.
know that you're here, but we're glad you are.
Yeah. Thank you all. It's really a pleasure. So that's what we're doing today. It's the last show of 2021. We have done this show every Monday for the entire year, with the exception of one Monday.
Really?
Yep.
What happened on
think
that
so.
one Monday?
That was just 2 weeks ago.
We had a meeting.
Oh, we had a meeting.
Yes, so
What
we
kind of
couldn't
meeting
be
was
here.
that?
So anyway,
Why
with the
would we have
exception
a
of
meeting?
one
Were we drinking
Monday,
at that meeting?
we were
We were
here
drinking at that meeting,
every
weren't we?
single Monday for the entire year,
Except for that one.
except for the one. And then,
That's incredible.
Wow.
so we thought a great way to end the year would just be to reminisce a little bit about all of the exciting things that happened in 2021. It was an amazing year. So I started writing a list of all the things
On and on.
that would be worth mentioning tonight, so we make sure not to miss anything.
We do have one question. You asked who's going to be the first
Great,
question.
who is
No
it?
surprise, it is from Matt Dennett. He wants to know if we have ever made Dolgo applesauce.
Nope.
And I would say I have not, but I would certainly pour a splash of Dolgo into some applesauce, and I bet that would be
I
excellent.
bet it would be great. I know,
Just a
Bob,
little
you
splash.
made some Dolgo jam or jelly
Jelly,
early on
Yeah.
out of the apples off your
that was
tree.
outstanding.
And
We
that
do
was
have heirloom
fantastic.
crabapple jelly made by Sue Stretch down in Bedford, the Laurel Hill jellies. We do have heirloom crabapple jelly available.
But I just think making some applesauce out of Dolgos.
Applesauce would be
Never mind
Oh,
the-
I think
the
that
wine.
might be what he meant.
Yeah, I think using those apples would make for a very interesting
Mhm.
Amazing.
applesauce. Quite
Yeah.
tart.
Lovely.
You know,
Yeah.
I have a good friend who's also a club member in town, Bill, who has been making a special applesauce every year for years. It's a hobby of his. He likes to make applesauce.
Really?
I'm going to hit Bill up and see
Yeah.
if you're watching, Bill. I'm coming for you. We want some Dolgo next time we harvest Dolgos.
Yeah, I'll
would
take some. I'll
another
make some.
suggestion here too, just thinking along these lines. You make an outstanding apple pie, Bob. What if you included
Dolgo
a
apple
little
pie.
bit of Dolgo in
Ooh,
with
yeah.
the rest of your
Well,
apple?
don't you? I'll
It
often
might
put.
just-
Dolgo apple pie.
I often
Yeah,
put a little
little
splash
bit.
of lemon juice in with apples
Oh,
when
sure.
I'm doing an apple pie,
Yeah.
so the Dolgo might give that little bit
Twist.
of tartness that you need.
I just, you know, if you
So a list for
Next
this is a
fall.
list for 2022.
Yep.
Yeah.
we want a
Take
Dolgo
notes.
applesauce, we want a Dolgo apple pie.
Looking
I
back
think
and
we could
looking
do that.
forward.
Yes.
One more Dolgo.
Good theme for the night.
Dark cider.
Yes. So that's good. Thank you, Matt, for inspiring some 2022 goals. We're on it. We're going to do that, I'm sure.
I had nothing to do all next year, and now it's really.
Now you have a plan.
Now my
you
calendar
got a
is
plan.
really
Yeah.
starting to get filled.
A
in
New
with
Year's
these-
resolution has
Yeah.
just formed,
Yeah.
a plan for the future.
It's all coming together. I
We
knew
gotta
it
ride, we
would.
gotta ride that
I
triple
know,
across
I
country.
know. Yes.
Mm.
That's a big one.
Yeah, we're gonna start in March.
That's a big one.
What?
Mhm.
We're gonna
Start
riding-
planning.
Start planning. in March.
So-
Start pedaling.
Before we get into some of the details, I thought it'd be fun to we all picked a beverage that we thought would be appropriate to drink while we're here tonight.
We did?
Well, three of us did anyway,
Yeah.
that thought would be reminiscent of.
3 out of 4 of us
Yeah.
picked appropriate beverages.
So
I need a cone hat.
I guess
just
I'm
come
going
up
to
with
start.
something. You can
I'm
come
just
up with
going to
something.
start. So I picked, the goal was to pick a beverage to drink tonight that would be reminiscent of this year. Why, pick a beverage that has some importance to what happened this year. And I thought that choosing the porter from Twin Barns was an excellent choice because something really special happened this year. For the first time, we opened a beer and wine garden next door, and we partnered with a couple food trucks, Pours and Petals and an Angry Hog. And all summer long, end of May, June, July, and August, and September and October, we had a beer garden and we sold a lot of Twin Barns beer. So this is really reminiscent of a whole new journey for us, a whole new adventure, one of many to come. And so that's why I chose the Twin Barn Porter. I also chose it because it's really good.
Yeah, that's the easy answer.
So Chuck, I see you chose a Dolgo. I don't think we even need to have an explanation.
Yeah, this. I mean, look at this can.
So what about 2021?
Oh my God! I mean, just the artwork on
The
here
love is ever
alone
growing.
Is
Between Chuck and
just
Dolgo.
phenomenal. It's a great serving, single serving side, half a bottle of wine. It's delicious. It's delicious. I think it's a better launch than a martini, or at least as good. And it's so tasty, so nicely balanced. You just such a great job with this. I think it's a truly an exceptional thing, and I'm more in love with it now that I've been at any given time. I always loved this wine. It's just great.
It's awesome.
And in 2021, Bonnie and I named our sailboat Dolgo.
There you go.
There we go. That's a
Very
good
nice.
one.
There's the connection.
Very
Yeah.
meaningful
Awesome.
beverage.
So I chose a beer not for the show tonight.
Yeah.
Just
You
have
want
a
a
beer.
nice
Yeah.
beer? Sure.
So I brought out 3 of the wines that were new releases this last year in 2021.
And we'll drink them together.
And well, I was just going to open one, but if you want to drink all three, we could drink all three. I'm definitely up for that. We wanted to try that. But so we released a crab apple cider made out of Dolgo,
Yes.
which we'd actually done once before in 2015. But we had a great crop and decided to craft it again. So that's a Dolgo honey wine blend.
I can vouch
Delicious.
for the majority of staff that of all the meads produced here at Hermit Woods, the crab apple cider is hands down the favorite.
All right.
That's
Excellent.
interesting. I didn't know that.
And then for the first time ever, we put together a true port where you, well, not actually a true
Not
port.
a true port.
Sorry. Like
An untrue
a
port.
little bit more.
Style.
Because if it
true.
was a port, it would
Style.
had to have been made in Porto, Portugal.
I put on a little Portuguese hat.
Yeah, there you go.
That, though that
I
is
did.
the other thing that qualifies it.
Or
I
if
ate
you-
sardines for lunch.
If you stand on the map of
Yes.
Portugal while you're making it,
Yeah.
I did.
there you go.
Yeah.
You
So
made it
it was
in
close.
Portugal then.
So actually, it has nothing to do with the port. It's a fortified wine made out of blackberries and black raspberries and elderberries that then is jacked up with some alcohol. And the other one out here is called Deep Honeyberry, which is a pure, straight honeyberry ferment. So it's like, I don't know, 150 pounds of honeyberry goes into like 1 5-gallon container of it.
It's a lot of honeyberry.
A lot of honeyberry. Very tart, very tangy, very lively, back sweetened quite a bit. And so that's the third one.
And there are two others.
There are two
There's
others.
Wild Blue.
Yep, there's
Three
wild.
others.
That was a new release. Three others. Crab apple cider.
Yep.
And
was
Spring in
new this
Session.
year, and Spring in Session.
So I
Although
deleted that one because I saw
Spring
it
in
on the
Session.
list, but I had released Spring in Session before.
you did.
Same
You
with
did.
the crab apple cider.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was a remake.
Okay. Right. I do remember trying that.
Yep.
One that had made its way out of a cellar
And the
somewhere.
crab cider was
Forgot about that.
a remake also. So we,
But
that's
it's been
another
it's been quite a
The
while. It's
crab
been
apple
several years
cider.
since that was
for
out.
in the last-
These 5 are the new ones.
So Wild Blue, Crab apple cider, Black Port, Deep Honeyberry, and Northern Berry Red.
Which is
all were
an
released.
update, less so a new
No,
one.
It's a new
but
wine. It's a totally new wine.
Which one?
Northern Berry.
Northern Berry
Oh,
Red.
yeah, that's totally new.
Totally new wine. So those are all new.
But that was
new
technically made in 20 and then released in 21.
Well, released in
Yeah.
2021. I think that's
That's the case with
Yeah.
with all
Yeah.
of these,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. I'd say that should count.
That totally counts.
Yeah.
Except the
So
wild.
good. So
It's a
so Marika, you chose.
I grabbed a cranberry cider, partly like Chuck because it's just my favorite and would probably never say no to a can of cranberry cider. There are other wines that I might like more on certain specific occasions, but this all the time. And I thought it represented both successes and challenges of 2021 in that we did have some issues with this canning, that there were a few troublesome cans, which meant I got to maybe take home a little bit of extra. But also we found that we could turn it very well into slushies
Yes.
this year. So it was a challenge turned into a very much a success. Also that our distribution expanded so much in 2020 and 2021. And it was mostly thanks to this cider.
Cranberry cider
was
came out of the gates really in
blasted across the
2020,
state.
and it never slowed down through 21. It is our #1 selling product.
So I thought that
And
was
more
good.
in bottles than cans, right? Or does
Oh,
it depend on the
so-
store?
About half and half, isn't it?
It's-
Well, because we
well, it's
send
not
lots of this
happening.
off to Twin Barns. They have this,
in the
they
can.
serve this in the
Yeah.
can,
The cans are so convenient.
and the bottles get distributed.
But almost without exception, if people understand that there's a can of that here in the shop and they see the bottle of it, almost without exception, they buy the bottle. There's some people who have on a boat or something will get the can still, but the bottle, people really enjoy the packaging of that bottle, and I think
Yeah.
that's important.
Yeah, last
It's-
week we
well,
took
the
out
Hermit
4
labels are
cases
so
to
excellent.
Hannaford's and Concord of the bottled cranberry cider.
Yeah.
They're just selling it like hotcakes. They
Yeah.
can't keep
It is
up.
so
It
delicious.
is so drinkable.
So good.
Crushable.
It is crushable. I can. That's actually the thing. That's why,
Is
like,
Craig on?
I tend to drink
Crushable.
the cans a little more often than the bottles. I think, but a bottle is an easy crush, and a can isn't quite enough.
Yeah.
A can of Dolgo's enough. A can of
No,
cider
a
isn't
can of
quite
Dolgo is enough for most people. It's not enough.
Not for Chuck.
Chuck might be an
For
exception.
breakfast anyway.
Yeah.
One with that.
So good. That's
You can have more than one can of Dogo.
you
It's
can.
just
We
a starting
know.
point, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As the
You
launch.
just,
as you put it.
honestly, don't try this at home, folks. Don't go. It's
Yeah.
for real.
Ex-
Closed course professional
There's a
drivers.
professional drinker here.
Yep.
All those
I
of
get
you
paid
at
for
home,
this, yeah.
you know, pull back.
So
Any feedback from our
I've been
audience?
highlighting a few things. One other question that came in was asking about recipes, especially like for the applesauce or the pie, being featured in the Club Member 2022 cookbook, which is a project. I think that would be
You're
an
making a
excellent project.
cookbook, Marika?
Apparently,
Wow.
we could certainly.
I should make a home winemaking book.
You should.
Your recipes are already on our
Send out
website
the
for a few
recipes
things.
As a 5-gallon scale for
Oh.
people to make at home.
Oh, you so
Wouldn't
could.
that be fun?
You could so make a home wine.
Oh.
Would people like that? The people out there? I don't know if people are
I don't know
winemakers or not. A lot
This
of
is
people
cute.
just want to come buy it and drink it.
Matt's granddaughter just climbed up in his lap, announcing that she wants to learn too.
To make wine.
To make wine, to drink. You got to start
Great,
young.
Matt. Start young.
Start young.
Going there.
I see a cookbook.
Excellent, Matt.
I see a cookbook in the future, and I see a book about all of your
Winemaking,
recipes are unique and different and unlike anything else anybody else is doing. And I remember the early days when you were reaching out to the internet and to books to find
Right.
out some of the early recipes that helped guide you into the wine, into the fruit making world. But you quickly needed to depart from what was happening in the world out there because nobody was doing what you wanted to do. You wanted to take it to another level, and you've done that. And I think
Make a little cookbook.
a book is absolutely in order.
Illustrated by Deb Lucky.
Illustrated by Deb Lucky.
Oh, yeah. That would be a
so
lovely
great. She
cookbook.
would have a blast.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah.
It would be
All right, we'll put that on the project
Hermit's-
list.
The Hermit's
Hermit's cookbook.
winemaking book,
Yeah.
hard cider
Yeah.
and mead.
Yeah.
It would be a
Right.
series because I think we would need a cookbook and a winemaking book.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
wonder
The
if they
cookbook
could
could
be
include
together.
different.
Kind of like the beer book. that
I
we
would
just
think it would be
read.
a series because I think
whole
there are a lot of
series.
people that would be interested in making wine and some people would be interested in the food,
Yeah.
but not
That's a good point.
necessarily both. So you could buy it it could be a series.
Yeah,
You could do a beer
Well,
book, you do a
yeah, I
wine
think
book,
that's
you
a
do a
good
cookbook.
idea. This is kind of 10 books.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah, and
I'm
and
running
illustrations.
series.
We're gonna be lucky to get one book published. So before we go and make a series,
Oh, no.
All right, all right.
No,
we gotta think
No.
about that.
To a
About the
cartoon
one
and
book.
a
no, I can see it on Saturday
movie
morning after Bugs Bunny.
series.
Matt will submit his Chex Mix recipes.
There we go.
Yep.
Contributions already to the
Yeah,
cookbook.
Yep. Gary's into it. This is
Thank
gonna
you, Matt.
have to it's gonna have to
Generous
happen
contribution.
I think it's
with all
gonna
the
happen.
time that we have.
Yes.
Right. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Always time.
Always time.
So next up, I want to talk about some of the other things that have been going on here on this list. And one of the really amazing things, and this, to write this down actually blew my mind. It never sort of came together all at once,
When
but
I saw
in
your
the-
list that you started, I'm like, oh my goodness.
it's
been a
been a
year.
big
It's a
year.
busy year.
Busy
Been a
year.
year.
Years of lovely
So-
time here.
Just one of the things that I think is the most important of what happened this last year is we have contributed to our community in ways like we never have before. We've donated more money and more time and gifts to our community than we ever have in all of our history. In the last 12 months, we donated $700 to the, and we didn't do this. Most importantly, we contributed, but our club members donated a portion of. We matched every dollar, but because of our club members at the club member Christmas party, we raised over $700 for the Lakes Region Children's Auction. And I'm really excited about this idea. I'm hoping next year we can double down on this and maybe make an even bigger contribution with the help of our club members out there. We donated over $4,000 to the Greater Meredith program. That's the organization that puts the sculpture walk together for our town. They do a lot of tree planting and put flowers up around the
How was
town.
that
And,
money raised?
it was raised in two ways. One, the club members contributed to the Greater Meredith program, and then 10% of the Winnipesaukee Rosé now goes to the Greater Meredith program. We switched. We used to be the Lake Winnipesaukee Association, which this year we donated $6,000 to. That was a partial contribution from last year's sales and a partial contribution from this year's sales before we switched the contribution over to the Greater Meredith program. So we have, since the Rosé was launched, we've raised over $16,000 for the Lake Winnipesaukee Association.
Wow.
And that's the organization here in the Lakes region that protects our lakes, That's the reason people come here. We use that water to make our wine. So it's a great contribution to our community. We also have donated $1,500 to the Humane Society.
That's from kittens.
From kittens, firewood and
Kitten
kittens.
cider.
5% of the sale of our firewood and kittens goes to the Humane Society every year, and they're very appreciative of that. We've donated thousands of dollars, and we don't even have a record. The number is bigger than I know, but we contribute to dozens and dozens of local organizations. We give in-kind contributions. We give gift certificates and coupons to our events. And that adds up to thousands of dollars. We don't have a total, but it's a lot of money. We've contributed over the years probably $10,000 or $20,000 in contributions of that type. Oh, that's old style cork, isn't it? Yuck. What else? We've given contribution to the local food pantry. We've done that many times over the years. We had a small contribution this year, and then I did a brief contribution. Our new architect, which I'll talk about in a minute, Sonia Masasic, she contributed 12 hours of bike riding to raise money for the children's auction, and she invited us to contribute in our own way. So I rode the bike with her for an hour, and Hermit Woods bought a bicycle for the children's auction to be
Did you
auctioned
ride
off.
a double around the lake?
We have that on the list, but that's not what I did for contributions. So those are the donations that we've made this year. So somewhere upwards of $12,000 to $15,000 in cash donations, and thousands more in gift certificates and in-kind donations. So it's been a very generous.
It's been a giving
for
year.
us. It's been a giving year.
Yeah, my cousin was just thanking us because we donated to the Tilton Christmas parade and fireworks, right?
Yep.
And so somebody, whatever, paid a certain amount of money for the raffle and got the Hermit Woods gift certificate, and the show was great. It was just
So they have these new fireworks. They're these micro releases. It's super high-tech timed devices that you drive from a computer, so that you can create fireworks now in a much more complicated,
Fun.
much more intense way. This is really being pushed in the eastern part of the world, but I'm sure we'll start seeing it here. So we could, next time that there's going to be these fireworks, we could have a giant orange snail flash up in the sky out of fireworks.
Whoa.
All micro-timed nanoseconds, and they all go off. They all shoot up, and then they all go off. The right timing.
We should figure out
We should
how
do that
to
every
sneak
night
one of
before
those into the
dinner.
Meredith 4th of July fireworks.
Yeah.
See if we
Oh,
can
I like this
get a snail.
Do a little side deal with the fireworks company to blow a snail off into the
I
show.
want one of those, those big spotlight things. And
With
instead
a
of
snail.
Batman,
Instead of
Instead of the
Batman, do a
Batman,
snail.
it would be a snail.
Ah.
That shines
I
up
want
into the
one of
clouds
those too.
above Meredith every time there's a
Do we-
performance here.
Oh, I was gonna say, is that to call you to the winery,
Yes,
or
yes.
is it to fetch Bob, who's right around the corner,
Well,
or are we? Is this
Yeah.
a very high tech
Bob is needed in the
distance
winery.
one to summon Chuck from halfway
that's the
across the
fire
world?
We already have that. So you hear the fire trucks running, then Bob runs up to the winery. Let's maybe something a little bit more. So what kind of superhero would Snailman be?
Snail.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
snail man.
All right. I'm gonna reel it in.
So
As moderator, I'm gonna reel this in and
thank you, Marika.
instead of talking about the
As soon as we
superheroes.
started talking about snail
I
man.
know. Yeah. All right.
Like,
All right.
He's the superhero that never gets
So,
to
Bob.
the action. He's
So
like,
Bob, what else happened in 2022,
I'll be there in an
21?
hour or so, you know,
Something like
put
that.
the fire
We'll
out.
let him fizzle out. He'll-
Okay.
It
Run
doesn't,
out.
that might not happen.
Yes,
There's lots
especially
of
with the
alcohol
Golgo.
here. There's lots of alcohol here. That may not happen. You could be waiting and waiting and
What
waiting.
kind of suit would Snailman wear?
We
A snail suit?
we're moving on, Chuck.
Okay, all right.
A blanket of
What
wine.
other
They're
cool stuff
trying.
did we do this year? Yeah,
We're
they're
trying, yeah.
Let's just skip down, like 5 things down.
No,
It says we had our best year ever.
What? Wow.
Well, it starts with got through 2020, which I think
Yeah.
is a pretty good opener.
Yeah.
We did, and we got through 2020 pretty incredibly.
we got through in the
actually.
black, which is really all that matters. at
And
this
then
juncture,
2021
yeah.
was just
Best year ever.
Yeah.
Best year
crazy,
ever.
and it
That was
was
the longest.
hectic. We've had to keep adjusting so much. I feel like in the past year and a half. Because
So much new happened this year.
very like different flows of people, different focuses, moving to
A whole
Deli
new
with
third
flights
floor.
As you know
when we
now,
didn't have
more so,
tastings
we
and
look at everything every month, see how things are going, make micro adjustments
Mhm.
as we go, because it's a really tenuous situation,
Well,
tenuous uncharted
it was-
waters that we're in.
It was nothing like any other year we've ever had. We opened up an entire third floor that involved new event space, involved the piano and introducing piano music to our guests for the first time ever. It involved putting on events that we've never been able to put on before because of this new event space, and serving people in this space. So we added a whole third floor that added a dynamic that we weren't ready for, and we did that in the middle of May, right before the busiest season. We also added a beer garden, also right in the middle of May, right before our busiest season. So yeah, the
which, as I
dynamics
happen to
were-
recall, is also when we lost our kitchen manager suddenly,
Uh,
and
Oh,
still
yes.
powered through this
Yes.
craziness.
Marika, thank you again. For
Yes,
rising
Marika,
this
you
talent.
and Stephanie,
And
of
staff
course,
stepping
just
up, and all the
saved
staff that
our
we had really
day, yes.
stepping in to figure things out. And
Yeah, astonishing.
So that just covered a whole bunch of the list.
That was a lot.
Those were some big things that
Well,
happened this
the
year.
red building came up for sale. in
And
February.
we bought the
And-
property next door. That's right.
In like 2 days.
In like 2 days.
Which was really crazy. Not the sort of timing we would ever choose in an unknown post-pandemic year, which is still in a pandemic type of year. That,
I don't think we can say post yet.
yeah, I don't think we
Right.
can.
right?
Mid-pandemic,
I
but
think of 20 as the pandemic year, but 21 carried it on.
Yeah, we're still
Mhm.
going strong.
but then
21
an
was
opportunity like that popping up, that excellent property right across the street,
Right.
such a, I don't want to say a waste of space, but it's been sitting there for
Vacant for
years,
15 years.
vacant, and
Right.
it's such a shame
Not
and
anymore.
so exciting that
Not anymore.
we were able to snap that up.
Well, and that came from the goodness of the community. I mean, at the heart of the community, people got behind us and supported our buying it. And even the seller was supportive of that as well. Once we got the funds to make an offer. So it was good. And I think that we were, for the community wise, I think we're the people that can really breathe life more into Main Street than we have already with that. Already have, actually.
Already have.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
adding that beer garden there this summer changed the shape. Everybody all summer long was talking about how Main Street was so different this year than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many more people walking the streets right around the center of Main Street. And then we had the
with
store
your mic.
Rise. The store, the store Rise across the street opened up this year.
Yeah, right.
Which was also a huge asset
Great
for our
people,
town.
yeah.
Great people, great store, really cool stuff. So that's added a whole nother level to our town. And we now have an Airbnb across the street, which has been keeping a whole new buzz of people coming into Main Street. That's been fun.
Is upstairs?
Upstairs from Rise, yeah.
Mhm.
So lots of fun stuff there. So yeah, those are a few of the major things, and we can't really talk about why or what we're going to do yet, but we did hire an architect to help us plan the future of 62 Main. We have some exciting plans, and we look forward to sharing them with you. We hope in the spring of this year we'll be able to unfurl the plan for the future. So hang tight for that.
But we do expect to open the beer and wine garden again for the
Yes,
summer and into
absolutely.
the fall.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
Working on that, and likely inviting a lot of the same food trucks back again. I know Joe is looking forward to coming back. Erin's business has taken off, so I don't know if
We'll see her.
I
a
don't
little
know
bit.
if we'll be able
We'll see
to
her.
get her quite as often, but I'm sure she'll come back on occasion for us.
I hope so.
She's very happy to be here, and she'll have other things
Hope
as
we do
well.
some of
But
that South
we'll
African
hope to
cooking.
snag her. Yeah, and
Ooh.
always we want Rory back.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
we
think
can.
Rory sold his truck.
Did he sell it? I knew he
Either
was.
sold it or decommissioned it.
Oh, I knew it was on a pause
Really?
for the winter. I thought maybe he would bring it back in the spring.
I just saw him the other day, and I said, "Are you
Oh.
planning on doing the truck?" And he said, "No." So we have to find something else.
We'll have to
That's
keep in
another
touch with him though.
conversation.
His food was incredible. Whatever
it
he's
was.
getting up
He's a great
to.
guy.
That chicken sandwich. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Best chicken
Yeah.
sandwich ever.
Yeah, he killed it.
So yeah, I wanted to mention too. We had because of such a good year, we had the largest contingent of team members working for us that we've ever had before. I think in the summer we had as many as 25 people. We're close to it, working for us at any given time, and not just any people. We had a great team, a really great team all summer long. People really stepped up during some really busy days and stressful times. When our chef walked away in May, we had people stepping up to help keep this place afloat. And you've really risen to the occasion. Went from assistant manager to manager this year, and have.
I'm going to say from just staff to, well, no. Yeah, I think from just staff to assistant manager to manager. It was a-
Right.
All
it was a
this
good
year.
year, I think.
Yeah, all of
Maybe.
I think so. It was a good year.
Yes, good year for you.
Professional
Well,
development.
that's
Cheers.
Good year for us. Yeah.
You became a professional.
Ah. Still working on it. Still a kid at heart.
We have a new chef, so that we did find a new chef.
We do. A lot of you met him a couple weeks ago when we interviewed several staff members. He's been great, and he fit in well and gets along so well with a lot of the staff that we already had. It's great watching the partnership between him and Steph, because Steph's stepped up so much in the kitchen, and then she and Travis work so well together, coming up with new specials and being creative back there. And
think about
they're
how
a really
so
great
differently
team.
that could have gone, and it didn't. It
Yeah.
it went-
Yeah,
went-
Travis is
Whenever
a
you
really
have
excellent
small
addition.
group, any introduction can really spin it off in an improper way or less than ideal sort of format.
And
It's
you,
worked out great. Staff is just fantastic.
we unfortunately lost our assistant winemaker this year twice.
Twice.
But
it was a tough year.
it was a
for
tough
me.
year in the cellar this year.
It's
Yes,
very tough.
but you did find
making
somebody.
Making it through all right, and get better at it each time I need to train someone else to go through.
But now we have Noah down there.
Yeah, Noah's fantastic.
helping you out, so
Noah's
that's
so
good.
knowledgeable.
We'll have to
Hails all the
see
way from
how
Hawaii.
open is Noah to getting on camera.
Really excited about that.
Oh, excellent. So we'll have to plan a
Noah's got a
good.
camera?
We'll plan a Noah
Noah?
interview.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Noah
ran
used to run a
podcasts,
podcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get Noah on
He'll-
here.
He's a beer guy.
Stay
though. We don't-
tuned.
we don't
He'll
talk
be
about-
he'll
we
be
don't
running the
talk about
podcast
beer.
when he
Yeah,
gets
right.
on. He'll be the host. We'll let him run the show. So, he'll be here soon. You'll meet Noah soon, I'm sure. And so that's good. We covered a
And
lot of the
Danny.
list right there. And Danny, we hired an
Oh,
event
yes,
manager.
Danny.
She's been rocking it.
She's
Yeah.
been killing it. That's it's so fun to see. She turns this room into something special every time she
Yep.
comes up here. She's really got a knack
You
for
showed
that.
some pictures that night after our meeting, the one Monday that we weren't with all of you. You showed some pictures to Chuck and I, and Chuck and I saw some of the events that happened up here that we'd never seen.
Yeah.
We're both like, "Where's that? That was in the loft. We did that there. We hadn't seen them."
Yeah,
Well, he's
Danny's
been
been.
busy flying, and you've been
Yeah.
busy making wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't been around
It's
much,
just
honestly.
Fantastic. It was great. I mean, it really, everybody, and she does a great job setting them up and making it happen. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
And what a great space too.
And so much more in the works coming.
Yeah.
We barely had to advertise this space and had events like that happening all throughout the year, and
We haven't advertised the space.
we haven't really at all. People just come in and inquire, and Danny sets it up and makes it happen, and it's been excellent. And
Right.
we're looking forward to, even with those few events, kind of getting a feel for the space, knowing how things work and the flow of things, and then expanding then next year into all the different ways that we can use
Expanding the
this
kitchen
space.
too, right? Is that
We are. Yep.
Yes.
that's
That's
happening?
That's actually, it's hard to, well, it was planned in 21, but it's actually not going to start happening until January 3rd. But we're almost doubling the size of the kitchen. We are going to have 135 or 140 seats here once the patio opens up next year. So it'll be the largest seating that we've had, and we're going to need a larger kitchen to accommodate. So, and the patio was another idea that's been put into place that'll actually start in
It's a little different
2022.
than the basement, Bob's house.
A little different,
So
yeah.
little, yeah.
The driveway at his house.
Well, and even
The
It's a
snail trail,
the snail trail.
the little snails at the corner
Yeah,
of all
those
those
were-
streets.
Oh no, those were the good old days. Though. Remember that? The rain and the.
Well, you don't need to remember that, because every Saturday you can join us for the loft tasting
It's
experience.
not the same as
and
Renfro's
see the
and Led
history.
Zeppelin.
No, but the folks out there in the world who haven't had a chance to experience that can experience a version of it on Saturday at noon.
That's another new thing that happened. We have this new elevated tasting experience. We went from the beginning of the year having no tastings to bringing back our regular tastings, but sort of in a more spread out version to introducing this new loft tasting experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is, it's not stuffy. It's not,
Oh, I hope not.
elevated in the sense that it's not approachable. It's for everybody, but gives a little more in-depth tour of
Tells our
Hermit Woods
history.
and tells your history and
Yeah. All the way back to the beginning when I learned that I couldn't make beer.
Yeah.
So,
And that's just poised to grow, right? The whole experience up here. is
we're
gonna-
already
it's
planning.
going
We're going to have
turn
a
into food
wine and
pairings.
cheese.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We're going to have a
that's-
small bite
yeah,
pairing. We got
right.
a couple things in the works
Yeah,
coming
and
soon
there's
this winter.
We got the space, you have the stage, we have the deli, we have the foods. I mean, it's all a work in progress coming together for next year.
It's actually
And you
a
know
good
what's-
time to jump in. I was going to say with the food. So the board I put together for
Oh,
tonight,
that's right.
I wanted to mention. So I did a mix of old favorites and new favorites on this board. So
Ah.
for old
So-
favorites, there's some of the Harmon's aged cheddar,
Oh,
which we all love,
Mm.
can't go wrong. And then some of the Great Hill blue cheese from down in Massachusetts, that we love finding incredible pairings with that blue cheese. Probably the best blue cheese I've ever
Rosé.
had.
Yep.
It's just,
Rosé.
yeah, rosés. But wasn't it deep blue that we discovered this year? Was that the one?
With the blue cheese? I think it was
that?
rosé.
Or no, there was something different.
I don't
It was the
remember.
deep blue, or maybe it was the port. Or there was a tasting that you did, and
Don't remember.
I think it was the deep. Anyway, and then to sort of
That's
bridging the gap between old favorites and new favorites, in the middle I had the Waz Thai hot pepper spread, which we've always loved it, and have often paired with some goat cheese or some brie. But we have a new cheese, this Jasper Hill Cave Aged Willoughby, which is a
Is that what
soft
this is?
cheese. Yeah,
Ah.
that is, I know, one of Bob's favorites,
Mm.
but pairs really great with that Waz Thai hot pepper spread. And then also in the new things, we've carried the blueberry Windsorдale from Vermont Farmstead before, but this is the cranberry one that we added this year. That is a favorite of mine.
I didn't know that.
And then we have a new Fortuna's salami at the end there. We always have carried Fortuna's salami, and we have a lot of different varieties, but this is a new one that we added to our lineup
Is that the beer
this
one?
year. This is the beer salami.
Oh, I like that.
That's your
So
favorite?
that was the
I don't know
the
if it's
mix.
my favorite, but I really like it.
I like every one of their salamis.
Yeah. I think
that's just
the
it.
truffle is my favorite, but that one's a hard one to pair with. It's just
Yeah, the
good on its own.
truffles.
I just
tends to
love
be
the
No, that one
really
doesn't pair well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Truffle's
but just on its
Truffle
own.
doesn't play well.
Truffle.
Matt says I should go back and check the October 18th broadcast for that blue cheese. It
Oh,
was deep
wow.
blue. Matt's got a
Seriously,
good
Matt?
memory.
You got that down. My
Yep.
God, that's fantastic. So you know what else is coming up here? Movie night. We just signed an agreement with with a national movie company, and we have 3 titles that we've been awarded licenses to show. And the first,
Mondovino?
no, not yet. No, they don't have that license. We're working on that one. I'll get it, but it's another company. I got to find that company. But the first movie, January 18th, if you can be here, it's a Tuesday night at 5:30. We're gonna show Bottle Shop.
Oh, nice.
That's a great way to open.
So,
Excellent.
and we tested it. Ken and I and Gerald and Maya tested the movie theater out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it works great. We worked out a couple bugs with the sound system, so it's good. I'm looking forward to
We
it.
can still tweak the sound further. Now that you showed me how to.
We'll fiddle with it.
We'll get it
We'll
right.
have another staff movie night.
We have a
before-
popcorn machine.
Yep.
and
Popcorn machine,
we'll
some
have
good
popcorn.
I know Matt
toppings.
likes popcorn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Matt wants to come and have a sleepover. He's offered up his sleeping bags. He wants to
didn't
come
think-
and have movie night and just spend the night
Come
here.
on
All
over.
nights of movies, yeah.
We'll work something out, Matt.
We'll put
So,
some
yeah,
wood
so-
on the
We're having Matt
wall,
on at some
hang
point,
some
right?
hammocks.
I hope so. He hasn't
Yeah.
got back to me yet, but Matt, I mentioned it to him at the party. Matt's going to host one of our shows. Right, Matt? You're going to host one of our shows. He's going to come up here on a Monday night. I mean, he's going to spend the night. We're going to go home to your house afterwards and
Yeah.
have some
See at the
have
edge
some
of the
fry
ledge.
or
That's gonna
something.
be a long night.
Edge of the ledge B&B.
It may be a long night. That's okay. We'll have to skip our Tuesday meeting.
Maybe you'll make some haggis.
Oh, Matt will make some haggis.
I know.
Yeah.
From Matt.
And he wants to do a show on escargot. That's his idea.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to have some
Yeah, I like it.
escargot.
Yeah, I think movie night is one of the things I'm most excited for
Yeah.
of the events coming up. I think those are going to be really fun evenings. We've got a great lineup of movies, and it's fun having the popcorn machine and just hanging out in the space casually like that will be.
Couches and recliners.
Yeah. Matt says he's got to wait for a Monday holiday. He doesn't have enough vacation time right now.
No problem. We'll wait.
President's Day?
We got lots of Mondays,
pretty
Matt.
soon,
You
yeah.
just take your time
I
whenever
thought
you're
every
ready.
Monday was a holiday.
Feels like
Is
it.
Geraldine joining us?
Geraldine has joined
It's
us.
Christmas.
Geraldine, hi,
Hi,
Geraldine.
Geraldine. Hey, Geraldine.
She mentions the pistachio.
Oh yeah, I had already highlighted that. Yeah,
yeah.
she wants us to get that one. I have tried a sample of that. It was a really good one. So I'll maybe mention that to Travis.
was
You
good,
brought
yeah.
that back.
Yeah.
We'll get that again
was
for
good.
sure. So what do we got? We covered a
Nice.
lot on our list here. We don't even need the
I know.
list because we're all just so attuned to this stuff that's been going on here. But let's see.
Sold wine slushies for the first
Sold
time.
wine slushies. I'm not
Gotta
sure if
admit,
that's-
Ken
I'm not sure
took
if
a
that's
lot
an
of convincing. You
accomplishment or
see
not.
him.
I was tempted
He's
to-
fretting over there. Everyone he tasted, Ken, he loved them.
I know.
He loved them. He can deny it all he wants, but Ken loves them.
He does not.
No, he did.
They're tasty.
He loved them for a number of different reasons, but he did love them.
Those were tasty.
It's an ongoing inside joke with this.
Yeah.
We've been having this conversation.
I tried to bring the slushy machine back from the garden at the end of the season, but
Yeah, no, it's
The machine, the slushy machine is banned from inside the
it's
winery.
banned from the winery. We took Dolgo out on Costco Bay.
Casca Bay. Yeah,
That was really cool. We got
That
to
was
spend
awesome.
3 nights and it
Yeah.
went on a national park or a state
Yeah,
park.
the Goslings. Yeah,
Goslings?
We moored out at the Goslings.
Was that a
the other day.
state park or a national park?
It's part of the. I think it's a private foundation that owns those islands.
Yeah.
Well, they make it available to boaters and people in the area to go camp there. So it's a campground. There's a you can connect to it on the internet and make reservations at the larger campsite and whatnot. But
Is that what we did?
no, because it was kind of off season.
Off season. Nobody was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that happening. I just all of a sudden we showed up. And there we were.
Well,
There was that mean rock.
I had
that
mean
hit us
rock.
at
We
one
only
point.
hit one rock. Yeah, it just either that or it was a whale. Maybe we
It
should have
should've
said
been
we
a
had a whale. Poor whale. But yeah, no, that was a great trip.
That was great.
Yeah, we've been out. We've got out on the coast of Maine ocean sailing 2 years in a row now, actually.
What's our trip
Let's
for
keep it going.
2022?
Yeah, we're doing it again. I want to
We're
go
doing it again.
maybe further north, maybe up to Bahaba,
Yeah, Baja.
sailing
Bahama.
on Desert Island
Yeah,
or some
Mount
sort
Desert.
of thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I don't think I've ever been to Mount Desert Island. I don't think I've ever been to that park. It's possible when I was a really small child,
You
but
would
my
remember.
family took me.
You would
No,
remember.
no. If
you
I was a
did.
really small child, I might not have. So I don't recall as an adult going to that park. And so
I learned to sail there.
I know. And
Yeah.
and just the other
Sure.
day, I actually had a very vivid dream of being at that park.
Oh.
It's very strange. Yes. And it was very vivid and it had lots of details. So there must be that. Maybe that's in the
What's gonna
future.
happen, yeah.
That's what's
Well, the other one on our adventure list is sail out of Rye Harbor, where we get our rose hips, and go out to Isle of Shoals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
So
gotta do that.
we are not short on adventures
No,
to
we need to do that.
do. So
No.
that's a good one as well.
You got to read this book that I'm reading. Ken read it and he turned me on to it. It's this book. This guy is reproducing the sailing adventure of a priest in 600 AD
Right.
Yeah.
who sailed
Brendan.
from Brendan, who sailed
You told me
from
about this,
from
yeah.
Ireland, no, from England, all the way to America in a leather boat.
A leather.
It's mind blowing. It is an amazing story.
Yeah.
You got to read it.
I know, my sister-
deal.
My
Yeah.
sister
And
wrote
it was,
her
Sail.
wrote her senior project thesis about the first guys that rowed across the Atlantic,
Oh wow.
and then
Yeah.
as her project, she built a little rowboat. It's
Oh
pretty
my God.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I can't imagine either.
I-
Sailing in a
No, I think
in a-
the Queen
in a
Elizabeth
leather
It was
boat.
kind of like one
would be
thing of those like the
somewhere between
foldable
clean-
kayaks
somewhere
that you
ship-
see. I can see how it could work. Maybe.
You think so?
Really? 4,500 miles in a foldable kayak?
I wouldn't. I'm not saying I would do it.
Sure.
So,
Greenland?
you'd
I'm just seeing
you'd
the
have Popeye
possibility.
arms by the time you
Yeah.
got there if you're alive. How about the sailing canoe?
How about that? On to the next.
On to the next. We now carry wine at Hannaford's.
We do.
That was a big 2021. We've been
Oh,
working on
yeah.
that for a while, and it's. You mentioned earlier we're selling like crazy.
I bought one at Hannaford's in Franklin.
Yeah.
Is it Franklin, Plymouth, Concord?
Concord.
Yeah, and
Meredith?
It's at Meredith. Yep.
Yep.
Meredith, yeah.
and our we've got a number of new partners in our wholesale program. We got Beans and Greens now carries our
Oh,
our
lovely.
wine over in Guilford. For anybody who lives in Guilford, Beans and Greens, great partner, and we're buying some farm goods from Beans and Greens for our
good.
deli. So
Good.
it's that's even better, you know. It goes both
Two-way
ways. Yeah. And we just started a partnership with a marketing firm that's going to help us shape some of the new ideas. We've grown so much. You realize the brochure that we give out to people that tells who we are was written in 2015. Wow. We were so different back then. So it's time that we work with some people to help us shape our future message, because it's really kind of old.
Yeah.
It's time to write it over.
That's
Spruce it up.
and we're getting a new
Spruce it up.
website in the coming year too.
Right.
I imagine that
Oh,
these
yeah,
will.
every
A
year.
lot of this is going to kind of
Absolutely
rope
getting
in
it. No, this is the
together.
year.
This is
Sort of new-
It is going to happen.
New branding, new marketing, new website,
Yeah.
new menu.
Absolutely new menu,
New everything.
favorite kitchen.
New
A lot of-
service model.
Yeah. New
You
service.
know-
That's-
This is
Right.
a long list for 21. But I bet
Wait till you see
it's
22.
the 22 list. Will be long.
Do you know what's exciting? You know what the
It will be
team's
long.
you know what the team is working on for this? It's totally off, but Merike just made me think about it. But we are on the cusp of offering table service here.
I know.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
that would be.
I know.
It seems like it's a big change, but it's also in a way it's not a big change. I feel like we've always had such a sort of
Close
service
interaction.
Yeah.
oriented.
really
We're
been
always
table
taking care of
service,
people. We're
Yeah.
almost doing it anyway. We're just sort of this way. We'll put the systems in place, have the right programs on our registers and such, and
So you'll be able to
Rework
come
some of
in
that.
on piano night, sit down, and somebody will come and take your order and bring
Yes.
your food to you. It's a whole different experience. So another reason we had to expand the kitchen, we had to make room for
Well,
that.
it makes sense. I mean, we started off
for sure.
as a wine tasting place. And then we added a little bit of food to accompany that. And then the deli grew quite a bit, and people saw this as a place to go grab a sandwich or
Mm-hmm.
a bowl of soup or what have you. So it became more of a destination from a food experience standpoint. And any food experience is often enhanced by being able to just come and sit down and have someone take care of everything for you.
Yep.
So you
Absolutely.
can sit with your friends and you can talk, you can reminisce, you can enjoy the process without having to deal with getting in a
Especially up
line,
here, you don't have to
making your
walk downstairs
order.
to order a glass of wine. It's
No.
just-
So that brings me to another milestone that we didn't mention here, and I don't know that it's specific to 2021, but in a way it is. We decided when we were sitting around my living room in 2010 that we were going to open a winery, and in the business plan that we wrote at that time, we said we were going to grow our winery to be 5,000 cases, and we did that. This year, we sort of maxed out the potential of what we can do in this building, and we're at 5,000 cases, which is a big milestone in a relatively short period of time. When we moved to Meredith, we were making about 1,000 cases of wine annually, and now we're producing
Tell me about it.
5,000, 5,500
Wow.
with 3 assistant winemakers. Oh, sorry. different.
3 this
At
year.
different times. No, so that was a milestone, and so that again is there's room. We're not going to be growing that number. That's what this building's capable of. That's the number we're going to stay at, and so
this
we've
number
been able
you-
to grow the business in other ways by adding the event space, by
Well,
adding
yes.
the restaurant,
Mhm.
to growing the restaurant and things like that.
And don't let that set you off thinking that the wine production isn't growing, because that's growing and changing
It's always changing.
drastically.
It's always going to be changing.
There's new wines coming,
Yeah, and the wines get better every year.
The wines have gotten
formats,
better
new wines, everything's changing.
constantly.
So it's not done, we're just chugging out the cheap blue now at all.
No. Well, that's actually the most exciting thing about this is that now the focus is going to be entirely on you're going to be able to really think about what is that. Now that you're at that 5,000 case, now how do you make that the best 5,000 cases you can? We're not just growing and offering new products and sort of, we've sort of been letting the ship sort of steer itself. The audience, the customer sort of decides what they want, and we've been trying to meet them where they want. And now we're there. We have a good understanding of what people enjoy drinking, and now you can spend your time focusing on making that making those products the best they can be. And they get better every year. It's just mind blowing.
No, I think it's great.
So
I
when
think
you
it's a great
write
place
your
to be.
book, it'll be the maybe
This is
Maybe
usually
next
after
year.
4 days of drinking with you guys. This is after this year of reminiscing.
That's right. The to-do list gets bigger and bigger. That's the problem.
we're covering. I think we're covered everything here. We're coming to the end of the hour, so it's probably good that we did. But we've held numerous events up here that we've never been able to hold before. That's been really exciting. Again, kudos to Danny for much of her work involved in that. We bought a triple. Actually, I should say Matt bought us a triple
Thank you, Matt.
bicycle.
Yeah.
Cheers, Matt.
Wild Blue.
Cheers
We're
to
going to
Matt.
Wild Blue. That's
Yes.
right.
It has been officially named Wild
We have the
Blue.
new water bottles for it.
We have new
I
Wild
figured
Blue
those
water
were from
bottles.
Matt. Yeah.
We got our new cog, so we hopefully we'll be able to power up those hills with some confidence.
I've got some studded tires we could put on it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
get-
know why we're not
You should be
riding.
practicing. I mean,
Let's get this thing going.
Nope.
No, not in the winter.
Not in the winter.
Can you imagine trying to break
Nope.
on that on
I
ice?
can't imagine living. Nope.
Maybe-
I get some
you've got to spend the
Yeah,
summer
a lot of
practicing,
it.
and maybe
Completely
next
like
winter
no
you
way.
can.
No,
You can.
no. It's
Expand.
no. It's a dynamic, folks. A triple bike is not for the.
So you were focused.
For the faint of heart.
Oh no, it's not.
He needed to be.
It's.
There was some scary moments.
Well, with you bouncing along back there with that.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, no, well, it was destabilizing the whole bike. We had harmonics.
We fixed
was
that.
going on there. Yeah, I know. It's all fixed.
Especially depending
Still,
on what's in those water
it's,
bottles.
No, it's a full
Gin will be in those bottles, just so you know.
No, it's gonna be Gatorade or.
Gunpowder
Powerade.
gin, Matt, will
Gunpowder
be
gin.
in those bottles. Excellent gin.
I think
by the way.
Dolgo is going to be in one of them.
Golgo will be in one of those. On the captain's seat.
Water. Thank
So
you very
stay
much.
tuned. That triple is going to be ridden across the country. We mentioned that earlier, but that's an important. That's a goal for future years.
Hey, you didn't cover our awards.
Yeah,
I haven't. No. So let me.
Fourth best tasting room in America.
All of the United States of
USA
America
Today.
in New Hampshire? Are you kidding me?
That's
USA
just that
Today?
blew my mind. I can't believe
It
that.
still blows my mind. Anytime I think about it, it's like, are you kidding me? Really?
Well, but that's just one of the many. We also got Yankee Magazine named us the best winery in New England. Yankee
Yeah.
Magazine.
I missed that one.
When was that?
I'm sure you probably posted it. I
You
just
tell
missed it.
anybody, Bob?
When
Who's
did
the
this
marketing
happen?
guy
You wanted
around
to
here?
get in Yankee Magazine forever. And
The
then
best
you
in
got-
Oh, yeah,
Yankee?
whatever. Oh, shit, we got the
I-
best in New England again.
You must have been drinking because I know I told you. We brought it up at an advisory board meeting.
It was probably just in
Wow.
passing. Hey, Ken, how's it going? By the way, blah, blah, blah.
But nonetheless, we did get in Yankee Magazine. News to Ken and Merike. And
That's not on our tasting sheet or on a banner?
We should get on that one.
We don't have fireworks.
Yeah, the big snail,
That
the big
explode
micro.
that say best Yankee Magazine.
That's
best in New England.
coming in 2022, fireworks
right.
to say best winery in New England.
Yankee Magazine.
Yankee Magazine. We got best of the Lakes region. We won gold for the best winery. We won gold for the best sandwiches in the Lakes region.
That was
that
a pretty great one.
That's
We
not
won
surprising.
silver. Silver for the best outdoor eating.
Excellent.
I got to say that's true. Pretty cool out there on the and when
Right
that
on
new
Main
patio is
Even on the
built,
rockety, muddy grass.
Yeah.
when the new patio is built,
silver.
we're going to get gold.
Yeah, come back in end of spring, and we'll get on
And
that.
guess who won the best deli? Silver medal. Best deli in the Lakes region.
Wow.
So those are all this year.
All those. And yeah, Priscilla says she voted every day, and that's a good point to mention that a lot of these awards are
All of these.
are
No, not all of them.
A lot of them anyway are voter driven, and it's thanks to our fabulous people
Thank you.
out in the world that had voted for us and nominated us
Absolutely.
for
We would not
awards
have-
like
You didn't
this.
just buy these?
No,
Your
no.
marketing dollars at work type of thing?
You can't buy them. This is the public
Mhm.
speaking.
It's the real deal.
This is democracy at work.
So yeah, no, thank you, Marika. That is absolutely true. It is. If it weren't for all of
Something else.
our dedicated customers
Snail man.
voting
Mhm.
for us.
And club members coming in regularly and bringing in different friends every time. And good to mention too, we did start a new club this year,
Oh, that's
which
right.
was a fun thing. It's very small. We have just 6 members right now. And I do believe all 6 of those members are double clubbers.
Double clubbers, yeah.
They're double clubbers, sort of the VIPs, you might say. And it's been fun. We've been able to put some interesting things in there that we wouldn't get to put in our regular releases or even release to the general public because it's so few members.
I've been
So
having fun going back through. I think I'm going to do another library one for this
Nice. Yeah, we've got another for actually, I suppose half of the club has joined us tonight because we have Matt and Lynn on, as well as Gary and Paula Parker. So we will probably be having release this weekend. So we hope to see you all soon. I think Gary and Paula, you still have yours from last month, so you'll have to grab a couple. But it's been fun launching that club. It's just a couple of bottles every month, and so it's a fun way to have Hermit Woods all the time and get some more unique things from Ken.
Right.
It seems like that's probably going to be the trajectory as we sort of reach capacity for volume production, that the more unique stuff is going to be focused on the people that really show an interest in being involved in what the unique conversation is that we offer.
Yeah, we have a couple new wines coming out, and we'll make those available to club members first and allow them the opportunity to pick up those wines before everybody else. And
we're gonna start having a scarcity problem.
Yep.
oh yeah,
I think so.
That's gonna be more
That'll
and more
change some dynamics. You'll have to come in and get it before it's gone.
Yeah. Well,
There'll be lines.
Cross that bridge.
Oh,
when we get
no.
to it.
Oh, no.
I literally bottled
Well,
up a
I
batch
hope
of
so,
mead
but-
last week, and the state took the whole thing.
Wow. So that's a good thing to mention, by the way. The state has put us in the RAC program, which means there's now a RAC starting in January.
Yep.
There'll be a Hermit Woods RAC right out front and center at 32 of the liquor stores around the state, and they're going to be promoting our winery for the next 3 months. So January, February, March. So if you're out into the liquor stores of New Hampshire and you see our RAC, tell them thank you, because we really appreciate it. It's great to see
Yeah.
our wine.
And you better buy a bunch of wine.
Yeah, well,
that,
that's
yeah.
fine too. If you can come here, you get a better deal. But if you're out and about, and you can't get here.
Actually, the cranberry cider is actually cheaper in the state liquor store than here.
What?
Really?
Really?
Mm.
You heard it here first.
You heard it.
I didn't even know that. So I'm going to have to go buy from the liquor store
Yes.
from now on.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
So one more. This one sort of came out of the blue. This organization called Corporate Vision Small Business Awards. It's actually based out of England, and they look around the world for important businesses that they recognize for various metrics. And we won. We run the best boutique winery in the Northeast.
Oh,
I
no.
didn't hear about
I
this.
didn't hear about this either.
You guys have to join social media.
You're just accumulating all these awards.
It's so many awards. What can we do? So yeah, I was exciting. We're
Best boutique winery.
in the
I
Northeast by a
like
company
that
by an
boutique
organization in
winery.
England.
I like that. That's a nice
It is.
boutique wine.
That's what we call ourselves. And we won the Scarecrow contest.
Well, now I think
And we have
that's
to thank Merike and
that's
Danny
a good
for that.
one. But I think
you guys worked hard.
the fact that I think we've won the Scarecrow and or Christmas decorating
Every
contest
year.
every year for the past several years.
We're good at
I
it.
think we're
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
Yeah.
I don't think we won the holiday one this year,
Hmm.
but our Santa's been looking a little drunk in the corner, so
Yeah.
I don't really blame them.
Yeah,
for
they didn't
that.
have any shoes.
But we've won Scarecrow for the past 3 years. We won the holiday one the past couple of years, and I think we're doing pretty good. That's true. Santa he lost one of his boots. I'm worried it blew away in the snow. And
He had boots?
Oh, he did get boots.
Oh, he got boots.
He
Good.
didn't have them initially, but he did get boots. But now he only has one.
We lost Santa's
did
boots.
lose a boot.
Oh boy. We'll
He's
get
just
some
got
new
a
boots.
little strawy stub again.
Santa looks a lot like our Scarecrow. It's funny that it was almost like we dressed our Scarecrow in a Santa outfit. Maybe we. So anyway, moving right. A couple other things. We had some great write-ups this year. Pix magazine, which is a new magazine that just came out, did a really nice story on fruit wine. They included us along with some other great fruit wines in the Northeast. And the Portland Herald did a great story on us on Petit
That
Bleu.
one I read.
That was really good. They talked about, again, several wines being made in this part of the world. But it's really great to see fruit wines start to be given the respect that grape wines have been given for so long. And a few wine writers out there are starting to give it that respect, and that's been really exciting.
Got a rhubarb wine from one of the wineries mentioned in that article. I have a rhubarb wine from them that I've been wanting to break open.
Yep. And we were mentioned in Forbes magazine, did a story about Meredith, and they mentioned Hermit Woods Winery. So we got some nice press this year. Of course, Yankee Magazine, best winery in the Northeast. Sorry, you missed that one, Ken. So it's been a great year. Look at that list. It's been a great year, and it's only great because of you. It's only great because you keep joining us on Monday nights, and because you keep coming in.
Just thinking back on this, is that a list like this, if you were like facing it, this is what you need to achieve in 2022 or something like that, you'd be like, oh my God, this is
my goodness.
How are we going to do all this? How are we going to get all that done? But we didn't really do that. We don't set those things out. We just have the pedal down and we're going at this stuff. And it's actually like invigorating and exciting to look at this list. I'm just going, wow, that is fantastic. What we've all done as a team here at Hermit Woods with everybody out there and everybody who comes in the door. That's how this all gets achieved. And it's exciting. It's propelling. It makes it like you just want to go back downstairs and make more wine, or go out and write another article, or go and put things together. It is, I don't know, it's exciting and it's propelling. It's like a snowball rolling and it's getting bigger. And you're like, wow, it's really going.
It's a feedback loop, but it's powered by you, right?
That's
If nobody
absolutely.
cared, what would we be doing? We'd have a lot of wine, we'd have fun, but it's
Yeah,
really
I'd be making a lot
I
of
know
money.
we'd still be probably doing.
You know what we used to
something
say?
different.
You know what we used to say every year when we were back at my house? Well, this doesn't work out. We just have a lot of great wine to drink.
That's what it was. We were preppers in the perfect way there. We were just like, okay, if this doesn't sell, we're set. The stuff's not going to go bad. We can live off this alcohol.
Yeah.
What if we stop selling tomorrow? Would we have enough wine?
It's kind of like your retirement.
For the rest
Depends on
of
how
our
long
life.
you're gonna-
Well, I don't
how
know.
long
Where
you're gonna
you
live.
won't have enough Dolgo for the rest of
So-
your
Yeah,
life.
there definitely wouldn't be enough Dolgo.
The Dolgo's actually running a little thin.
Oh,
So you know.
no.
Uh-oh.
Don't buy Dolgo.
For Chuck's sake,
You heard it
everyone.
here.
Yeah. Don't.
Grab the
Don't
bottles.
buy.
Grab other bottles.
Anything. but
Save the
Dolgo.
cans for Chuck.
Yeah, seriously. No, don't do
One
that.
last question from Matt.
I
He
would like
wonders
it
if
anyway.
we'll be at the Big E next year.
We do not attend the Big E. We never have. We've always.
We've won
it's
awards
been
from it, haven't we?
No, we've never. We actually entered the Big E one time many years
Oh,
ago,
okay.
and
Yeah, with Lake House White.
with Lake House White, it was completely not understood. No, we decided early
That was the
on
end of
that
that.
the Big E was not our home.
No.
It was not our home. So no,
It's not a good alignment.
it doesn't align with our values, and not to take anything away with the Big E. The Big E is one of the biggest events in the Northeast. It's a great event.
It's called the Biggie.
It's the Big
It's
E.
big.
Yeah. So no, we will not be attending the Big E, but
Other events.
there are other events. There are other things.
And you'll hear about them, Matt, for sure.
Yeah, you'll for
Well,
sure.
We go
hear
to the
about
Eastern Wine Exposition every year. We've been there every year since they founded.
Since
I
the
just
very
got-
first year they
I just got
started.
an email from Marcia this morning.
Aren't you
I need
speaking
to
at
have
it
my-
again?
My outline for
Yeah.
3 talks by January 10th, and then I need to have my
Oh.
PowerPoints done by February 15th.
And they're telling you this
For
now?
3 talks.
I feel like that's not very long notice.
They might have told him before.
That's true.
It might have been in the
Yeah.
contract that he
So we
signed.
do recommend going to EWE for all of you that do like the whole wine industry.
If you like making wine, there's no doubt you
if
should go to
You
EWE.
want to learn about the technical aspects.
And Ken is a featured speaker
It's
for
my timer for
three
Three talks? Nice.
for the event.
Yeah, they're having a whole session on mead and fruit wine.
Yeah.
And so I'll be there for that with a couple of people.
In
When is
March.
that? March? That's March?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always excited to go to EWE, and
We
you
know
know where
They have
every
their biggest, they have
we
their
know how
biggest
many
turnout
this year.
ever. They've already,
really?
it's already signed up. It's way
Wow.
bigger than it's ever been.
Wow.
They're really excited about it.
Do you know that almost every wine that at least all of our early wines, were named in the car on the way back from EWE?
That's how we used to
Yeah.
do it.
No.
Every one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
we 8-hour drive. We figured
Oh,
we'd
I got some
dedicate
new
that
wines
time.
today.
Yeah.
Good.
So you know.
We'll name them coming back from
All right.
EWE. And you know what else happened at EWE?
We
The
drink
decision to buy this building.
beer. We did that. I remember
We
that.
decided
in the
that was-
lobby. That was in Lancaster.
Yep.
In the lobby. I
Yep,
remember
in the
sitting
lobby.
next to it.
So it's a big conference for us. So anyway, we've come to the end. Actually,
have
we've
indeed.
surpassed the end again. So
Not too far. We're just
thank you, everybody, for a great year and for some exciting things that have happened for us, and I hope for you too. And we wish you all a very happy holiday,
Yeah, happy
a wonderful
holiday.
new year.
Happy New Year.
And we'll look forward to seeing you next Monday when I have no idea what we'll be talking
Look forward
about.
to seeing you next year.
Next
Yeah.
year.
Next year.
See
Yeah.
See you next year.
Yeah.
I do know it's coming on the 24th. I think it's the 24th. It's the Monday, last Monday, I think, of the month. And we're going to be at Defiant Records in Laconia.
Oh, I get to go to
Oh,
that
we
one.
are.
I get to go there, right?
Of course, you're our
I've been going there
co-host.
about weekly for the past month or so.
Keep meaning to get there.
And it was difficult because I had to keep secret that I was going there at home because I had bought a gift card and some records as Christmas presents, and I didn't want to reveal that this place existed until after giving the presents. But
Now you're good.
now I'm good.
So you'll
excellent
see,
place.
there's a
Yeah.
notice of that on our page, but I'm going to write up a little story about them, let you
Oh,
know
fun.
what we're going to be talking
The
about.
day before?
Maybe, no, the hour
Hour
before.
Hour
You
before.
call him at 4.
I'll call him at
Yeah.
4:30.
But if you sign up to
Quarter.
follow Hermit Woods anyway, you'll get
Quarter
those
mile.
notifications and you'll know it's coming anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly.
I'll drop this barrel.
All right. Let's argue after the audience is gone. So,
We've had lots of New Year's wishes for everyone
Yes, Happy New Year.
on
Yes.
watching.
awesome. Thank you,
So look
everybody.
forward to seeing
You have
everybody
a
again
great
next
week. Don't get too crazy on New Year's Eve, and so you stay fresh. Be around on Monday to see
Yes.
whatever we have to talk about.
Yes.
Are you telling that to us?
Basically, yeah.
All right. Cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
Happy 2021.
Happy
Thanks for all you've
2021.
done.
Thank you. We will see you next week. I hope.
All right. Empty again, Chuck?
Happy 2022.
2022.
2022.
Just happy 2021.
2022.
2022.
Should be good.
Wow.
Yeah. We're good.
2022. Empathy.
Oh, wow.
This is coming
That
out
was
sweeter than
exhausting.
last time I had it.
My second
Did he drink a whole can? Listen to her.
That was a while ago.
That was lunch.
This is sweeter than I remember it.
We should make a
last
beer
time.
called Lunch.
I've
Well,
had
they
there's
were- I know.
is it Tuckerman's
No,
Lunch
it's
Rocks?
Maine- It's Maine.
That's true, but I wonder if Tuckerman's didn't they do a Lunch Rocks
Well,
IPA about
Bonnie
the
made your show.
maybe?
It's a white.
You know, we're
white
still
can.
live on TV. Yeah,
No, there's
It's
just
totally
visual.
fine. There's no voice.
No
It's
voice.
just visual.
Or-
You're on TV over there.
Do you hear the
look at
music?
computer there.
I turned it up.
We'll break the
Bar on my-
FCC.
I think that's the end.
Mm.
That's it.
That's it.